we've been taking Skeeter on walks every morning so he can sniff around and get into grouse hunting mode. So past few mornings we've been taking him out in the woods on some trails by our place, letting him sniff around. He's been flushing up a few grouse. So he's getting excited for the season to start here in a couple weeks. Find the birds.
Find the birds?
Here, a loon.
Good boy.
Well, no grouse today on the morning coffee walk, but I'll head back to the cabin and get some chores done. Let's check the chickens. Hi, chickens. I see 4 eggs back there, at least. There's probably more. They like to bury them. They don't use their nesting boxes. But the chickens are gonna get a big upgrade today. Just 4 this morning. A couple later in the afternoon. We've been getting about 5-6 eggs a day total, which is really good. But Sierra and I love the chickens, and we love them so much so that I think we eventually want to get a couple more, maybe start selling eggs, but also get a rooster. And so that has led us to do a little bit of planning and maybe change something up. And I'll tell you what we're going to change up here today. So this originally was going to be the bathhouse, as you guys know. It's kind of been a shed lately, but it's 8 by 8, so pretty small. And we're going to make this the chicken coop now, I think. You know me, always changing plans. But all this stuff that we have in here, besides the clothes, a lot of this can go up in our knee walls, up in the loft. But the rest of this stuff is all cold storage. It can be used, or it can be stored outside. And that's why we have the cabin up off the ground. That's one of the advantages of it, is that we have all that storage room underneath it. And then I'll make their run go off the side right here. That'll be easy to move. And then we can watch them from out the living room window. And I am going to thin out a bunch more trees too.
Chickens are going to get a new home.
Here, chickens. I'll have to shut the door behind me though.
Yeah.
Big upgrade, don't worry.
How you're holding that is so funny.
This one's, well, I know, they always check my hands when I pick them up.
Skeeter, no. Hey, Skeeter.
Hey. Here we go, now I can actually film while I'm inside the coop with all this space. Check it out, guys, all 7 of them up on the roost. They love it. Well, Skeeter and I are running to town today, which is a bummer because it kills like 3 hours. But I gotta get some lumber. I'm gonna try to build the loft stairs today, or maybe this evening. And then I gotta get 2 20-amp cord ends because I'm gonna hook our kitchen circuit and our fridge circuit into that EcoFlow solar generator that we have. So it's gonna be a little bit of a busy day. And then I wanna get the chicken run done as well for the chickens in their new location. So I'm gonna try to get that all done today, see if I can or not. Like I said, going to town kills a lot of time, so that sucks. But anyways, that's the plan for the day. What do you think about that, Skeet? All right, let's check the chickens. So basically I just moved the coop, or their run I mean, over from the last location. I didn't show that because you guys have seen a lot of the chickens lately, and I already did a video on that, so didn't think you guys wanted to see that again. But since they have a little bit of a steeper ramp now, I put those little slats of wood on there so they can walk up it easier. But yeah, they seem pretty happy. And like I said in a previous video, I am going to extend this out a little farther, probably double the size. And then I'll put metal on the roof before the snow flies. And I had this where the old run used to be, but I don't think I ever showed it. But this is 3 feet wide of poultry fencing going all the way around the perimeter of the run. That way fox and raccoon can't dig and get underneath and get in there. And the chickens can't dig themselves out. But I am going to cover this with dirt. That way you're not walking on the fencing when you're walking around the run. So I think the chickens are pretty squared away, and they definitely have a little bit better setup here. And we can watch them from the window, which is cool. So I am starting the loft stairs right now, and they're going to be centered over this hallway. They're going to be 18 inches wide, and they're going to be pretty steep because we don't want them sticking way out in the living room, of course. So it'll be kind of like a ladder / staircase, but very simple. Just going to be 2x6 construction, 18 inches wide, like I said. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I'm excited to get this done so we don't have to use this ladder anymore. So I'm using 2x6s for the construction, and I have a mark every 12 inches. I've been looking up, loft stairs for tiny houses and cabins, and most people seem to do 12 inches, and that looks to be about a good distance. So that's what I'm going to go with. So by having just one screw in all these, it allows them to pivot. So I can figure out, what angle I want them at once I get this inside and see how much space I have to work with. We'll see how steep we want to go, but it's nice because it allows you to tilt them, whichever way you need to go, or however steep you need to go, I mean. All right, so that's where they're gonna go. Final answer. This gives us plenty of space to, I have this bag of dog food here because they want to slide down right now. But it gives us plenty of space to walk right here. Well, enough space anyways, but then plenty of space to go down the hallway. So I think that's gonna be better. But now I can pivot these to where they sit level like that. And then screw them on tight. And I'll do 3 screws through each one. And then it's not necessary for me, but I don't know, it's probably not a bad idea to add some cleats underneath here. So I'll put a board right here so then it's sitting on that cleat as well, just for a little added support. All right, my friends, the loft stairs are installed. Definitely think it was a good call having it cheated to the left like this. It was pretty borderline where it was when it was centered. If you were really tall, you probably would have had to duck going down the hallway. This way, there's plenty of space to go down the hallway. Still space to get into the kitchen this way. It doesn't interfere with the fridge door, so I like it where it's at. All right, let's test them out. Pretty solid. It's nice because, this kind of acts as like your handrail going up. Like I said, it's more of a ladder than a staircase, but it's comfortable to walk up. And I did screw it. I did tack it into this right here, and then on the floor it's tacked in as well so it can't slide ever. This is a permanent install. So now all I gotta do is I'll shave these to the appropriate height. I might wait on that until I do the railing though, because I want to do a cool railing. I'd like to use peeled logs. When I'm peeling logs for my log cabin workshop this fall, I'll peel some for this railing. I think that'll look pretty cool. And then I can shave this level. But for now, I kind of want it for handles going up. But yeah, this is nice. It's pretty solid. I still think I'm going to add cleats underneath though, just to make it a little more solid, you know, just for the long run. But another project down, so we're getting there. All right, my friends, that last product review video on this EcoFlow, I'm going to pre-warn you, I do have one more of those coming up in the next couple days probably. It's the smaller version of this. And yeah, we'll do just a good honest review on that because that one's a little more cost efficient and still runs quite a bit of bigger stuff. I mean, we'll see. I haven't tested it out on anything yet, but so the first time is going to be when you guys see it. So we'll see how good that thing is together. But what I want to do with this this bigger one is I'm going to isolate the kitchen circuit, well, the two kitchen circuits, onto just this EcoFlow generator. Because this is capable of running, you know, bigger things, and the battery life on it is actually amazing. And then I think it'll last a really long time, just running the kitchen. And then basically all this setup will be running is just our lights, the TV, and then outlets, and it'll run. This will run that stuff for a long, long time. So what this EcoFlow generator is going to allow us to do is, like I said, it'll run the fridge and all that stuff for forever, for a really long time anyways, way longer than this setup, but then I should never have to run the gas generator, ever, because this will just run the lights, and like I said, that'll run that stuff forever, and then the kitchen and fridge will be on that one, and that'll run that for a long time, so I should never really have to run the generator. I mean, we'll see this winter, you know, if you get a stretch of dark days, you still might have to, but I think that's going to be the best way to do it. So to do that, these three yellow wires are 20 amp circuits, and then the white ones are 15 amp circuits for those that don't know. So I have one 20 amp circuit going to my bathroom, and then one of these 20 amp circuits is just the fridge, and then the other one is for the kitchen outlet. And there's only one kitchen outlet and then an LED light in there, so practically nothing. But I'm going to take the fridge and the kitchen circuit, I'm going to splice them in this box, and then coming out the bottom here, I have two 20 amp extension cord ends that I got, so I'll tie those into the wires, and then it'll plug in, both those will plug into here and just run that way all the time. And this has all the overload protection and short circuit protection and temperature protection and all that stuff in it, like I mentioned in that product review video, so that's nice, so you don't have to worry about anything. All right, my friends, I'm gonna throw some trail camera pictures at the end of this video, see what's lurking around in these woods. Next video is gonna be a product review video again. That's the mini version of the EcoFlow Pro that I did, and the mini is sweet. I just did the video on it. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe how well that thing works for how small it is. It's pretty sweet, and it's like a lot cheaper than the EcoFlow Delta Pro. So anyways, if you're looking for an off-grid power source, check out that video. But other than that, you know, product review videos aren't the norm. I don't really like doing them. I get asked to do like all kinds of different stuff, and it's like a lot of stuff that doesn't even, like, you know, have anything to do with my life. So I always say no. But since it was solar power and I get a lot of questions about solar power, I figured people might benefit from it, so I agreed to do them. So hopefully it helps anybody that's looking for a off-grid power source. But we'll see you guys next video. Big project. Next week we're gonna hammer out a bunch of projects because I want to get to the Boundary Waters one last time. I'm gonna bring Skeeter in the canoe, and then by that time it'll be deer opener and grouse opener. So it'll be hunting season, and best time of year, man. Fall weather, cooler weather. We're ready for it. But then winter's not long after that. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for trail cam photos here, and we'll see you guys next video. Have a good weekend. Well, we've been getting a lot of pictures of deer. I mean, all throughout the day, all night, lots of deer around. There's a doe and 3 fawns that have been hanging around. But it's nice to see a lot of pictures of deer. These are just a few. I have thousands I could show you, but it's just hard to pick the best ones. So, but a lot of deer around. And then I've been capturing this fox, and I've seen this fox every other day, I would say. Seems to come from about 5 a.m. to 8:30, somewhere in that window. But been getting it about every other day. But I like fox, one of my favorite animals. And here's the raccoon, and I've seen the raccoon in the yard several times now. I've had it run right underneath, my feet, standing on the porch before, which I told you guys about. But yeah, he's definitely in the yard pretty much every night. And I think he's trying to move in underneath the cabin. And there he is. We finally caught the fridge-tipping, garbage-eating, bird-feeder-wrecking bear on camera. So this is at 2:10 a.m. this morning, as you can see. And the funny thing about it is, right at around 2 a.m., Skeeter was barking and snarling at the door. But there you go, we finally caught him. I'm surprised that we didn't catch him on this camera earlier, because I know that the bears pass through, like I said, pretty frequently. But we'll keep checking trail cams and see how often he comes around, at least down this trail. But it is a little concerning because this camera is not all that far behind what is now the chicken coop, so we'll have to keep an eye on the bear here. But we'll keep checking trail cams and see what else we catch. But thanks for watching.